Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We are just to the west of you, Coach, on the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the New Orleans Saints. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, look, some might say that football is a young man's fancy, so to speak, but don't tell that to these two quarterbacks because they come in here with a lot, and I mean a lot, of NFL experience.
Hey, I like the young Turks. I like the Baker Mayfields. I like the Patrick Mahomes. I like the Lamar Jacksons. But I do like those grizzled veterans who know how to play the game, know how to run their team, and know how to handle difficult situations. Maybe I'm just showing my age, too.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the only six-time Super Bowl champion in league history. In his 20th season now, Tom Brady.
If you just break it down in individual terms, he played really well last week. 0 interceptions, 3 touchdown passes. Not a whole lot more he could have done to win that game. But you know something's funny, when we talked to him, all he focused on were throws he missed, other opportunities that didn't get done.
Good sign of a leader.
Great sign of a leader because they didn't win, and that's all he cares about.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 16 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Throwing now is Brady. He completes it to Evans. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. It's now at the Buccaneer offense.
And I think we'll see a renewed sense of urgency out of this team this week because they have to make sure they don't waste this homestand. They had a home game last week, lost it. Now they've got the second straight. They've got to take advantage of it, get a win before they head out on the road.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down.
It's a game you don't see very often anymore.
He sets up the screen to Jones.
Play caller since that the screen pass was available. Whenever you get
this one goes for 19 yards.
5 yards last year, but that was in only 10 games. 6'6", 251, and can run. Find a way to get him the ball as they just did there.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints' 18-yard line. And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. They'll run it here with... So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So here are the Saints under longtime head coach Sean Payton. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback, the former Purdue Boilermaker. It's Drew Brees.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 10 carries, 62 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on him. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
The Saints spent a 3rd-round pick on Traquan Smith out of UCF in 2018, and what a thrilling season for him. He was the guy that caught the pass from Drew Brees that moved him past Peyton Manning to become the all-time leading passer in NFL history.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
45 to Mike. 45 to Mike.
On 2nd down, Kamara trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now Brees on 3rd down. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4. They get this to Smith on the jet sweep. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Brees now. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's got this down to the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them go.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Breeze. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 19. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Breeze going to throw. Complete. Smith has it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down. Breeze to throw again. Now Breeze lost the football. Monday Night Football, we'll see what could have been a playoff matchup a season ago. The Bears and the Rams from L.A. And then tomorrow night, Monday Night Football from down in Mexico. Mexico City, to be precise. The Chiefs and the Chargers going at it. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. We'll check on his status when we get back. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Brady. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it.
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Marcus Davenport in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. It's a gain of 5, but they're still deep in a hole. 15 yards still to go on third down.
Wait, 56. I got it.
On third down, it's Logan, and he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Under pressure, they got him again. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Check 9.
Now Breeze. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day. All day. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Whip.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
They knew they were going to have great field position, went all out, got a little too aggressive.
And you have to understand your angles. They're cut down. When they're that backed up, you've got to be careful going after him.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10.
Mike 54.
Hey, Charlie.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Shotgun now for Breeze. He's going to fire one. He's got a man. Complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
45. Mike, 45.
From the gun, it's Breeze. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
45 to Mike. All day, baby, all day. Watch the edge. Hey, switch gears.
You kill. Check. Hey, exit.
Check Mike 45. I'm going to come back to you. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike.
The final shot before half for Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. We have hit halftime. Still 2. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here now, a look at Drew Brees in our player spotlight. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about they're in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback. They've got to reassess.
Over a lot so far in this one. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Hey, let go.
45 to Mike. Let's go. Let's get this ball back with offense. Let's go.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They've dropped 4 straight games coming into this one, remember, but they have the lead here. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now Brady. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's taken down inside the 30. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 28. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Looking to throw on second down. Brady, complete to Jones. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats. Throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game being on second half no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
25 yards that time.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, he usually gets it done. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 50-yard line.
Mike front 4.
From midfield, here's Breeze. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And that penalty will move the ball to the 1-yard line.
So difficult to cover a fade route, and you're talking about into the end zone, and sometimes you panic a little as a defender, and the offensive guys are really smart. Sometimes they jump back into you and create the contact.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On first down, Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd and 7, Brady. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Saints will get the football at their 20. Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Levante David, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
A big play. Brees finding Thomas, 52 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
To throw, it's Brees. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. The sack by the Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler Jason Pierre-Paul.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches.
21.
45. Mike, 45.
Here's Brees to throw. Cook's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Jared Cook, his second touchdown on the season, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time, one-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On third down, here's Jones. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. On the return, Harris. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So Breeze and the Saints trailing 14-13. 1:47 on the clock. And their 4-game winning streak in great danger. Breeze to throw. It's caught. Smith. A very solid gain of 27.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Breeze. And Thomas has it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. Now all the focus shifts over to the Bucs, trailing by a touchdown. A little over 1.5 minutes remaining. Their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down.
Wait, that. Round 80. Round 80.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. They'll look to throw. That's caught by Howard. A gain of 6 there on first.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away in the game. Back to throw, Brady. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go ball before he knew it. He was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
From midfield, here's Brady. And that is incomplete. Good coverage that time by Patrick Robinson. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it...
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, D.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Ready. 5-8, 5-8.
5-4. Not today, you are. Not today.
On first, here's Washington. And he's taken down inside the 30. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. This to make it a 2-score game. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And it took a big fourth quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though. A few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the fourth quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding them when they needed to, and finding ways to get points when they had the football.
So for the Saints, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.